What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome. Dude, it's crazy. I have my back door open right now. I want to actually shut it, but I'm definitely not even going to attempt to open up my door right now because of how bad the winds are right now. The winds are crazy, which you guys are about to be hearing them and feeling them in just a moment. That's why I figured I would start the live up. I was over here. We're hanging out at my favorite spot. This is the local airport. Man, you guys hear those whipping winds, dude? They're whipping right now. Crazy, too. Hair looks crazy. Man, you guys hear those whipping winds? Super crazy. Okay, but anyway, so I wanted to get on here, talk to you guys about what's going on, talk to you guys about what I just last did yesterday, which I'm pretty excited about, and talk about what's to come, right? So, you guys know now that, some of you guys know that I'm selling SkyMax Paramotors. I need you guys to definitely be aware. If you guys are interested in buying any parts or any Paramotors, please hit me up. I can try to get you the best deal that your money can buy. And I'm trying to make it so, I can beat like everybody's prices. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Yuvraj, what's up, man? Yuvraj, how are you, dude? What's it like over where you're at in India? Right now here in New Jersey, we have 36-mile-an-hour winds, and we have potential rain coming in the next hour. $36-mile-an-hour on Hollywood super training. Ha ha. That's right, dude. What's up, dude? What's happening, guys? Welcome to the live. We're here hanging out at the local airport. Dude, the winds are so bad right now. I'm actually out here hanging out. I wasn't actually expecting to do a live stream, but I figured I'd come out here and show you guys. What's up, man? What's happening? What's it like where you're at today? We'll go check out the windsocks and I'll go show you guys how bad it is. We'll go drive around the rest of this airport too. Sometimes when I sit here though, in these really high winds, you guys see all my tools back there. I actually laid this throw-down mat down because I had carpet in the back of my van this morning. And hey, we actually did those jobs today. Windy, light snow. Light snow, where are you at, man? Yuvraj, it's already rained 2 days ago. Okay, so what? So Yuvraj, are you saying that it's been raining for the past 2 days, or are you saying that it rained 2 days ago? So let's go check out the other end of the airport here. We're almost at the end, and then once we get down here, we'll turn around, look at the strip. But I'll tell you what, though, we worked today. I'm done working right now. I figured I'd come out to the airport because I was pretty close by. Rain 2 days ago. Yeah, so I'm assuming that you mean it's been raining for 2 days. So Yuvraj, what else is new? What's new with all of you guys that's going on here? What's going on, everybody? Like I said, yesterday we built my original Paramotor, which I'm pretty excited about too, by the way. I'm pretty happy about that because I can take my seatbelt off too, by the way, because I felt like my first Paramotor frame wasn't really exactly designed to have the Motion 185 on there, which, don't get it wrong, I flew the Motion 185 on that frame for a solid year. It's cool going out to the airport even on days not good to fly. Dude, exactly, man. This is my favorite. Check it out. I love it out here. Dude, look, this is one of the fields right here that we always practice at. This field's a lot bigger than you guys can really imagine. I know that sometimes the video doesn't always show justice here. And then let's turn this. We're turning on to the strip here. Trying to make sure that this is low enough. All right, so right now, guys, just so you guys are aware, we're looking north, true north. And right behind us is true south, you know what I mean? Isn't that so cool? So if an airplane was to come in the land right now with how the winds are, they would be coming at us, right? Because behind us is the way that this crazy wind is coming, right? So let's go drive up onto the strip. Looks like you had a good day flying with Vito. Yeah, you saw that? Dude, I'm actually still working on the YouTube video of that right now. So the YouTube video is pretty awesome, man. Me and Vito got to meet up. We actually went down to a spot where we don't normally get to fly at that much anymore, but the weather was so nice that we just went for it, and man, it was epic. Dude, Vito's a good dude, man. And you know what's really cool about Vito? He knows how to have a really good time, like when you're hanging out to fly. And so do all my other friends. But, you know, each of my pilot friends all brings something different to the table. And Vito, man, he's a lot of fun to hang out with, man. He's a great pilot, too. Wow, there's all these crows on the ground here. We're gonna, or not crows, they're, what do you call these birds? We're gonna see them in a second here. I'm gonna turn around. So I wonder if they can't fly because it's so windy. We're about to see them. All right, do you guys see them? I'm about to zoom in right here. Look at those guys. Those are big, big birds. Yeah, these birds are having a heck of a time flying around. It's actually funny. We can actually just sit here and watch them just for a minute if you guys want. So what's up, everybody? Look at this. You got these birds right here flying a little close. Like, what you doing? What you doing? Checking me out, making sure everything's cool. Everything's cool. Nothing to worry about, birds. These are the birds that you always see like on the side of the road eating roadkill. They got like a pretty ugly face to them. Shouldn't call it an ugly face, but they have these dramatic looking faces to them. And they're massive birds, though. They're not small. If you get close to one of them, or say if like you get into the circle of them and they want to attack, they're gonna put you in the hospital for sure. And if they get you good, they might take your eye out. Yeah, it's so funny seeing them guys on the ground, but I don't want to mess about that. I'm trying to like adjust my phone here on this, and it's not really easy, to be totally honest. Alright, let me stop. There we go. That's like a lot smoother. There it is. Alright. That's not too bad, I guess. It's hard to really figure it out. But alright, let's get out of here. We're getting out of here on the east gate. So I call this the east end gate. The east gate. Man, people flying in here. Ooh, somebody working on a car, maybe? I tend to forget how there is a dealership right here. Seatbelt time. I guess let's go do some errands right now while we're live streaming. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live. My name is Dan. I do love to do these live streams. I try to do them every day if I can, but that's really unrealistic. But I do like to hop on here and cruise around with you guys, tell you guys about what's going on with my paramotoring adventures, which is super epic. And what's really fun and exciting is that now I have a whole other paramotor that I am actually about to start playing with again, which is my first original paramotor, but really I just have it as a spare. I wanted to have it as its original setup. It is super powerful and it just seems very nice, and it seems like there's nothing wrong with it. So hopefully, other than me adjusting that idle a very little bit, but really that's nothing. Once the idle is adjusted, she'll be a cruise sailing. Nice. Man, I'll tell you what though, it's always fun at the airport. Wow, the winds are whipping, guys. Whipping. I'll tell you what though, one of these days I'm gonna pull out of here, and we're gonna be pulling out of here with a nice brand new truck one of these days. I don't know when I'm ever gonna pull that trigger. I would love to get myself a nice new truck and to actually get away from the van. The van's nice and all for like some of the paramotoring stuff, but really it's not, they're like super noisy. They're not really the comfiest rides, and like whenever I want to go anywhere, it's kind of weird that I always take the van, I feel like, and I feel like it is time for me to get something else, you know, but like then I think about it, it's like, man, do I want a full-size pickup truck? And I'm like, I really don't want a full-size pickup truck. And because I'm gonna watch everybody here. And that's because I don't really do anything that I would necessarily need one for. Like, sometimes I wish that I had an RV, but if I try to get an RV, I think I'd rather get one where I drive it, you know, and a smaller one, you know, and then maybe hopefully have like dope to have like a cool Tesla or like a small Ford Ranger that I'm towing behind it. Yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, so I just, you know, I really like making these videos. I like coming on here for the lives and telling you guys what's been going on. I'm pretty excited. Like, the other day I did hang out with Vito, and that flight was amazing. I actually did my first foot water drag, which is something that I don't typically ever try to do, because I know that you spray your motor doing it. I know that it's actually probably one of the scariest things to try and do when you're paramotoring, because I feel like one mistake, you're in the water. When you go in the water, you're an anchor. Like, don't get me wrong, I fly with flotation on, but you never know. If it didn't work, you're going to be going down. But then you got to be able to think and get out of your harness and be able to get up, you know? And now, that is no joke. Yeah, that too. It's like, dude, when I was done that day with Vito, which was it was such an epic flight, hands down. I noticed though that my back of my paramotor, like underneath my exhaust, underneath the whole motor, everything was covered in salt water. I mean, I fly at the beach like 90% of my flights, and I've never seen that before, and that was the first. And you know, though, it wasn't the end of the world. As soon as I got back to the house, which was like, I don't know, hour and a half later, 2 hours later, I just soaked it down with WD-40, wiped it all off, and should be alright. My exhaust already has been pitting up and rusting from all the beach flying I do. I try to always keep WD-40 on it, but sometimes I'll go for a flight, and then next thing you know, I'm not back at the house for hours, you know, and then I try to clean it again, and sometimes, you know, I can do it right away, and sometimes I can't. But you know what, nothing lasts, and plus, if I ever had to buy a new exhaust, that's not the end of the world. And plus, the Vitarazi motor that I actually just put away, I redid that whole exhaust by just sanding it down, getting all the rust off of it, primer on it, and then painting it, and then a clear coat, all with heat paint, of course. I have a butt out. Yeah, exactly, dude. Right. It happens, man. There's nothing that we can do about it. But I'll tell you what, though, the only thing that I'm seeing, though, on my whole motor that looks like it's pitting up or getting rusty is only the exhaust. Nothing else. Nothing on my paramotor frame from SkyMax, and nothing else on the actual engine itself. I did notice, though, from my other motor, though, the MY20, when I bought that used, when the exhaust was really rusty on it, so were the head bolts. The head bolts were really rusty on it, but I've soaked them so many times with PB Blaster and cleaned them up. I've never taken it fully apart, which I should be doing that though now since I have that motor off. But it is nice that I have a spare Vitarazi engine in a box, so at the house, bagged up and wrapped up pretty nicely until whenever I need it, you know. And really, I'm hoping to have another paramotor frame soon from SkyMax and be able to put it on there. Because, you know, I love the SkyMax Star a lot. But what I also want, though, is their Pulsar. And their Pulsar, man, it's amazing. You know, not only is it nice and small and it can pack up really quickly, it comes with an epic suitcase. And I mean, like, it's really amazing. So like I said, we might as well just go run out to the bank while I'm out and about and driving around. Because really, by the time we get home anyway, it's going to be pouring down rain. And what I want to do, though, is a SkyMax star frame was, what was that you said? Star frame was what, first? Really? Yeah, so you know what's crazy, dude? Is that, since you said that, can I just ask you why you steered away from the SkyMax? And also, have you ever flown one since you've been flying now Paramotors? And if you have not, I'm actually interested in knowing if you would like be interested in potentially like demoing one, where I'm trying to figure out where I can get the SkyMax Star and get a SkyMax Pulsar, both with Vitarazi motors on it, to be able to send out the demo to, you know, a bunch of people to try to like maybe demo it out to where the frame and engine get to around 50 hours, where everybody's allowed to put about, I don't know, 5 hours on it each, you know, or something like that. 5 hours of fly time, I think, would be really good timing to like really get a good, you know, feedback from it, like what your thoughts were on the aircraft, you know? Because for me, I feel like if I'm trying to sell these with the Vitarazi motors, I want to try to get a set then where I can demo them out, both with both engines. So like that's the thing too. It's like, I guess most people would probably prefer just having the Vitarazi Motor 185 to be demoing, but it would be cool to think that I could demo it out to so many people, enough time for each person to get about 5 hours of fly time on it, and then get it back with about, say, 50 hours on it, and be able to either give them away or try to sell them, you know, or try to figure out what kind of deals I can probably work out with SkyMax, you know, which I think would be really cool. And plus, the idea would be is to send these out to try to help people out in the really understanding how great SkyMax really is. The SkyMax paramotors are truly a really nice paramotor that a lot of people don't really know about, and I feel like don't really even like have friends or other people that they ever see flying it, you know, because, but like for me, I feel like I'm trying to reach out to everybody and show everybody how great they really are, but I'm not trying to knock any other paramotor, so please, just so everybody's aware of that, I actually think that all paramotors are actually really amazing. And in my shop, I do have two other style paramotor frames that are in my shop right now. They're not just SkyMax in there. And really, to be totally honest with everybody, I still would always like to own one day the Scout Carbon, and I would also like to one day stop flying SkyMax. I'm just saying, like, I think that all these paramotors are really fantastic, you know. And to me, I just think that they're the coolest aircrafts that any one of us could probably ever have at our house. Like when you get to brag and say, yeah, my aircraft's at home, they're like, oh, what are you, flying a drone or something like that? You're like, no, my personal aircraft. Yo, what's up, dude? What's happening? Welcome to the live, man. What's going on? So we just had a day of work today. We're done early. So this morning I went out to a different Lowe's that actually sells material cheaper, but you got to take the longer ride. But we went out there. I got this big carpet. I actually had to keep the back doors open in the van because I thought it would slide through my van here. Door here in the center, but it didn't make it, so it stuck out a few feet. Long story short, we got those two rooms finished today, which was great. And I got it done early, so now I'm out here. I figured might as well go run out to the bank right now. It's a farther away run. Farther away run. I don't know why that was so hard or a tongue twister. But, yeah, yesterday, guys, we got the chance to take off my Vitarazi Motor 185 MY20, right, which is my used motor that I bought. And what we did was we took that engine, I took it off nicely, and I properly wrapped it up and put it away, right? And boxed it up. Just for right now to have a spare motor until we eventually get another frame. But what I was trying to do was, and what we did was, we took the EOS 100 booster off the Fly Products frame that I have in the shop, and we took that off because it wasn't sitting on there right to begin with, and then we properly put it right back onto the SkyMax Expedition where it used to be how I first got the Paramotor. I bought this Paramotor from another person used with about 56 hours on it, the motor and the frame. It's a 2017 SkyMax Expedition, which is one of 10 out of their demos that they made, which is super cool to find out. And also, it came with the EOS 100 booster, right? And that engine that I have on there, I love that motor. It's the motor that I learned how to fly first. And it's so cool that I put it all back together yesterday. And right now, it's running great. It seems like everything's good. My only concern is, I do have an extremely low idle on it, but I did take the idle bolt out, so I can obviously fix that. And on these motors too, the carburetor supposedly has an idle adjustment, so I could also adjust it by that. Like that could be all the way out, which I just have to look at that stuff, which we could actually do all that stuff once we're done once we're back at the house. So, which I probably will do, because I don't really have much of other things going on outside of like finishing a few YouTube videos, you know, like my flight with Vito the other day, and just a couple other things, you know. Like it's crazy to know like how many videos I actually have and how many videos I've never shared, how many videos that I just always thought was pointless to share, basically, or like a lot of videos that I found out I was not allowed to share. And just seeing crazy things, you know. Like I've been accidentally caught in dense fog really bad where we're not allowed to fly in that, but I was up in the sky, and then when I came down, I was trapped in it, and it was scary. And I mean, like, and what sucked was it came in and like when I was in that range of the last 30 minutes of flying with the strobe on, and it got so dark that it was intense. And I mean, if there's probably any time I was ever actually nervous about flying a paramotor, it was that time. What GoPros do you use? So the GoPros that I use 3 of them currently right now. Oh, I actually have them here in my van right now. I can actually show you. Oh, but you know what though? I don't have my helmet cam though in here. I have my other cameras though. So check it out. Let's unzip this. So guys, this is my GoPro case right here. This is my little case. It's not really anything big. Same happened to me. Fog rolled in. The air footage, whole flight. Yeah, it was kind of scary. Yeah, it's super scary because I was at the beach, man. And when I was coming down, it was just dense fog was just rolling in, and it was getting dark, you know. And then next thing you know, my glider was acting funny, and I didn't know why it was acting funny until I was on the ground. That dense fog was so wet that I was actually soaked, and my glider was soaked when I landed on the ground. That's why it kind of sucks that I never got the chance to share that video, because that video, a lot of things happened in that video. But regardless, the GoPros that I use, so a lot of times in the beginning of my flying, I realized I had nobody there to video my takeoffs and my landings, and that stressed me out because that's like really what I always wanted to watch. Because like you watch other people, like say for example like Tucker Gotten, other people, they hang out with so many other people. There's always people videoing their takeoffs and their landings, which are awesome. But for me, you know, I have a small group, and a lot of times I fly alone, so which isn't a problem. But and a lot of times when I go fly with my other friends, a lot of times I'll beat them up in the air, or other things are just going on, or we're just chit-chatting, and you know, whatever. So what I did was I looked up a lot of cameras, and I found out that they make a GoPro Max, right? 360. This is now a couple years older. It's a nice 360 camera though, because it captures my takeoffs perfectly. And not only perfectly, they're like, well, Trying to really speed up right now in front of my truck. Sorry, dude. On the Garden State now. So this camera right here, guys, the 360 camera, it has 2 lenses on it, right? Which I have little buttons on them, which they're already scratched up anyway. Sucks because I actually put this on my car and it dropped. But regardless, though, it still gets a good capture of my takeoffs. And really, that's really all I really care about with this camera is my takeoffs and my landings. And don't get it wrong, when I'm just up there putting around, it is cool to see me from that view. And then we also use the chase cam. So this camera right here, this hooks up to this, right? This is my chase camera. This flies behind me, right? This is the GoPro 7. I used the GoPro 7 on this, right? It just attaches right to here like this. And then boom, that's it. I'm driving right now, so I'm trying to be very cautious, but that's all it is. It's like a big birdie, you know what I mean? That holds the GoPro up. And then, like I said, I'm missing my other camera, but it's actually on my helmet, and I don't have it in the van right now. That's actually in the shop, I think. Yeah, it's in the shop. And that is the GoPro 11. So we're using the GoPro Max for my selfie stick, selfie cam, so you can see me. My chase cam is the GoPro 7 that you can see the view behind me while we're flying. And then when you guys can hear me talking, helmet camera is the GoPro 11. And if I had any recommendations on any of the 3, they're all great. But I've had problems with every single one of them, though. But I do like them, though. They're strong cameras. Water a lot of times, you know, because all GoPros that are like newer are all waterproof. And I think even like the older ones, might not be waterproof, but you can get cases for them that will make them waterproof. So don't be dipping any GoPro in there. But any newer ones that are like from like 5 and up, maybe even 4 and up, they're all completely waterproof. Dude, I wish I just had my camera the other way. A seagull literally just flew, and I don't know how he didn't whack my windshield. He must have caught some type of lift, and he's going right over the van, and I mean at Mach speeds. We're going over bridges right now, and I think the seagull just got shot out in front of me, and that was crazy. I thought for sure we were just about to hit a bird, and I'm glad we didn't. You know what's crazy? When I first got in this van, I was so upset because I hit like 5 birds with my windshield, and I remember thinking like, I don't want this van. After that happened, like I was thinking like, dude, is this van like just a magnet to birds? I don't want that life. I love animals and birds so much that it kills me inside to ever see stuff like that happen. You ever have any, what was that? Have any falls on landing? Hey, hold on, let me get into the slower lane and I'll read that. Since getting good. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so you're asking, have I did any bad mess ups basically on landings since I've been flying all the time and gotten the skills up? Yes. You know what happened the other day? It didn't happen the other day, but it was like probably over a month ago now when we had like that snow on the ground. So about a month ago, I was all excited to take out my SkyMax Expedition, right? With the Vitarazi Moster 185 on it at the time. So I fly the Star frame all the time, right? Which is a much bigger paramotor. The hoop section's big. So then the Expedition that I have, the other SkyMax paramotor, the hoop section is so small that there's really no room for error, right? And it is the one that I learned how to fly with, right? And I never actually have ever had a mess up like this before, which I'm about to tell you guys. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even have it on camera because I was doing a live stream. So, with TikTok. So, anyway, long story short, I go to take off flying the other paramotor that I have not been flying in a very, very, very long time. When I want to take off to do a forward launch, we had a gust of wind come through, and half of my wing properly came up like it should, and my other half was not up, and it was actually folded in, and I did not realize it. And like a fool, I was mentally tricked because I try to because I fly so much that I naturally don't even look at my glider now. I know the feeling of it when I go to take off, and I wish I looked, because I gave it full throttle. Well, I didn't give it full throttle, but I gave it throttle and like leaned back, just thinking that I was good, and I really was not. Half of my lines were slashed right in between my prop. Dude, so as soon as I went to go throttle it, my prop whaled my riser, hitting all of my lines, nicking all my sheathing, which totally sucked. But I still fly the glider. It's totally fine. I'm not going to keep flying it with the lines like that now, but I exploded my prop, and I totally nicked like 6 of my lines. And dude, and it was just a mistake, it was, I really thought that I was good, but clearly I wasn't. So that was not even off the ground either. That was all on the ground, and that was with my other paramotor guys, not the one that I always use with the 3-blade. It was with a 2-blade, the one that I had painted orange tips. So now, I do have that motor in a box, and like I said, I still have another prop, no big deal. But regardless of all that, another mistake that I've recently made was that I went flying in winds. Are you going to fly in the wind? No, Joe, we're not going to go flying today. The winds are way too dangerous. Unless if I'm watching them, unless if they really dive away by this afternoon, I'm all about it. But we're supposed to have a ton of rain, so. But 3 weeks ago, I was flying, and I was flying though in really bad thermally weather, right? Where I shouldn't say thermals, I'm sorry. When I'm doing these live streams and I'm driving, sometimes I tend to say the wrong thing. So please excuse me for that. So I'm just, just being me. But I was flying and I was being hit with a lot of rotor at the beach, right? Because sometimes when I go take off at the beach, we'll fly at the south end or the north end. And the north end, depending on how the winds are, you might be getting hit with a lot of rotor from the buildings. If the wind's parallel and I go take it off at the north end, I'll be hit with a lot of rotor, which is always scary, or bumpy I should call it, while I'm taking off and while I'm coming in the land. And when I went to go take off, I had a collapse, like right when I was about at building height, probably about, 30 feet, 45 feet. And I had a collapse, and my wing took back, everything was good, the rest of the flight was totally fine and felt great. But when we came back in the other day, it was so rough that, dude, I was coming in and I was like this, because of the rotor from the winds, from the buildings, coming off of the buildings, and here I come in, dude, I come in to try to flare, and when I try to flare, man, I just got dumped right into the sand. And I didn't actually even attempt to flare, because like normally when I go to flare, I try to flare when I'm about like 2 to 3 feet above the ground. And man, I was like 5 or 6 feet above the ground still when I got dumped. And that's the one thing about paramotoring. When you go flying in high winds and you go flying near, say, trees or buildings, and you have to land near that, it gets a little crazy, It's like the game changes, But, so what I'm trying to say is right there, man, I didn't have a good landing, you know what I mean? I actually landed on my butt, which was kind of crazy. But I didn't get hurt or anything like that, and it was very slow, you know what I mean? Like, probably no more than 10 miles an hour, maybe even a little bit slower, to be quite honest. But, what else happened? I'm trying to think of other stupid moments, like, there's always little mistakes all the time that are easily made. But really, though, like, with my landings and my takeoffs, I have them really well dialed in. But like I said, what can happen is you get so mentally used to one thing, like say like a glider. Like for me, I fly the 22 meter all the time. And now I fly a 30 meter sometimes, depending on how the weather really is. But really it's for a trike, which I don't have yet, but I'm trying to get one. But, it's like this muscle memory you build up from one glider, and then when you go switch it to another one, it's like it's completely different. And it's the same thing goes with paramotors. Even generally speaking, that they're all the same. You sit in them a little differently. The S-bars can be totally different. How you hook into the paramotor can be totally different. You're going to have high hang points instead of, hooking into your J-bars or your S-bars, whatever you call them. So, but really, I just feel like if you get into paramotoring, you should really stick to, I'm not trying to say stick to one glider. You should always be trying out different ones, because you never know which one you're going to like the most. There's so many different ones out there. And then same thing with paramotors, but just what I would recommend is if you go switching up anything, just go kiting first. Don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it. I normally will go take up someone's stuff without having any kiting experience with it and just first try it. Like Asmat's Dudek, that thing was nice, super hard to get it above your head though. The gliders are way heavier. So, but once you get them above your head though, smooth sailing. And I mean so nice. Wawa coffee, guys, And you guys know how I drink it? Black. I don't like putting cream or sugar in my coffee. I really don't. And what we're doing right now, guys, we were just currently at the airport, and man, the winds are whipping, guys, so hard. And right now, let's see what we got going on. Do we have anything going on good? Nothing. So I was just making sure that no one's called or texted me, which is good. It's nice to think that right now we're just trying to go to this bank here, try to get this over with. I might go hit the other one now because we are out here. I do have two that are out this way, but we'll see. We will see. But regardless, it's Wednesday. I'm off work. This is nice. I actually really do enjoy coming on here, talking with you guys about paramotors, talking to you guys about some of my good times, bad times. And dude, talking about, you asked me about have I done any mess ups. I don't know if you've seen one of my more recent videos I've just recently posted, but I did just post about how I collided into another glider, causing a paramotor crash. So, but that didn't just recently happen. That happened in the beginning of last summer. So you guys can go check that out, go see how crazy that was, And to be honest with you, it was a very bad mistake on my part, but we both were aware of what was going on because I got a lot of riffraff about it, and I knew that was going to happen, and that's why I almost never posted it, And dude, to be totally honest with you too, man, because you asked, there's so many fails that have happened, so many mistakes, and a lot of times, just say for some of the pilot buddies I hang out with, I've seen my buddies and just saying other people that I don't really know that I've flown with make mistakes, it just happens. It's really, a lot of times if you go hanging out with other people, everybody's so excited, and just to go flying a paramotor regardless is to me the most exciting thing you could ever actually go get ready to go do. Dude, I'll never forget my first flight. I really thought that it might have been my last day here, because it's I was so excited to go do it, but I kept thinking man, I can make a mistake and it could be the last thing I've ever done, It's I could pull on my brakes just too hard and just collapse my glider. But man, when I got my first flight, it was nothing like that. It was actually the most amazing time of my life. And realistically, to be totally honest with everybody and fair, it was really my second flight. My second flight was considered my realistic first flight, but I wrote it down in my paramotoring book as my second flight because my first real flight was no more than about 30 seconds, might have been even less than that. And when I took off, my instructor thought that I couldn't hear him. And he was telling me to shut down my motor on takeoff. And I had such a clean takeoff that I just went for it. I felt like everything was good for me. And he kept telling me to abort. And then when I got up to the tree line, I felt this crosswind, the winds were coming a different way. And I'll never forget it. As soon as I got up to the trees, I shut my motor off and turned into the crosswind. So now the wind's behind me, so I have a tailwind. And dude, I don't know how I missed the parking lot, but dude, I just missed the parking lot and did the craziest butt slide you could ever imagine onto the grass. And like I said, that was a whopping 15 to 30-second flight, and it was epic. And you know what sucks is that for some reason I didn't have that video or that on video when every other video from the beginning was always going on from there. Damn, I just saw my setup saying that it's not charging. That's not good. Make sure that we are charging here. So, but yeah, so like I said, right now I'm gonna have to run out really quick of the van, but you guys know the deal. I always do that anyway. So, to go run out to this bank. But yeah, regardless, guys, like, you know, paramotoring is just all around amazing. There's nothing like it, nothing beats it. And really, right now, I would have the paramotor with me and all the gear if it wasn't this kind of weather right now. Dude, the winds are whipping right now. I mean, they're bad. Look at that flag. You see the flag, guys? It's whipping. So, but regardless, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm selling SkyMax paramotors. If you guys would like to get a paramotor for the best deal, hit me up. I can hook it up. And you have to do it through me, though, to get the discount deals. I know that I can get you the best deal, too. And what's nice is that I'm not even trying to sell you anything that I would ever think is bad. Paramotors are, I think that all of them are really great in all their unique ways, but I do have to tell you guys something about SkyMax, man. It changed my life. It made everything that I've ever wanted and more, and I believe that it can change your life too. And really, it all starts out with the aircraft that you own. And really, I'm so grateful that SkyMax was the first paramotor that I've ever owned, and that's why now it's nice that we have my first one back together the exact original way from when I first got it, except it's not all bent up anymore. Because when I first got it, it was all pent up because of all my butt landings, you know? And I flew it bent for a long time, guys. I flew it with that motor, the EOS 100. Do you know what's really crazy, guys? So crazy. Is that I have to double check this, but if I look at my flight book, right, about, say how many hours of fly time I actually did with the EOS 100 booster on the SkyMax Expedition, I think I made it to my 9th or 10th paramotor flight with that engine, though, before I had my motor out, right? And I blew it up. I overheated the engine, and it caused us to have a motor out. And that's why I would always like to have a heat temp on any engine of the paramotors, because it's just wise to have that one over it all, you know? It's like, you should have an hour meter on them, which I do have an hour meter on that EOS engine. That engine, when I got it, had 56 hours on it. Excuse me, and then I put only, like, fly time hours. I only put around 8 to 9 hours on it, maybe 10 hours. I have to double check in my book. But, like, on the ground, though, I ran it probably 4 times as long as that, you know what I mean? From, like, all the startups, warming it up. Maybe not that long, realistically. But there was a lot of times where I started up, warmed up, but it was all on the hour meter, you know what I mean? So now, like, that hour meter, I'm not even quite sure where it's at right now, but alright, but we are finally getting here, guys. Like I said, I'll just keep the live on, so, because I gotta take the long ride back anyway, so no big deal. And like I said, I want to do some stuff today back in the shop. Like I said, we know that the EOS is ready to go, but there's just a couple more things that I want to do to it. Just make it like a little bit nicer for when we go out to the beach or whatever with it. Because I want to do a video on it. You know, EOS, for some of you guys that aren't aware, EOS just came out with a brand new engine called the Quota 4-stroke, I believe. I might have said that wrong, actually, but it's something like that, and it's a full-on 4-stroke high-performance engine, guys, and it's super nice, and it comes electric start. I can't believe I can't think if it comes with a pull start, but if I had to guess, it does. Dude, I know that car. All right, I'll be right back, guys. So you guys know the deal. If anyone steals the van, just holler and scream, all right? I'll actually lock it up because normally I feel like I don't, but there's like a lot of people here today. I'll be right back. Wow. Oh, guys, that was crazy. Hey, thanks for staying, though, that whole time, you guys. That's awesome of you guys. What the heck is that noise? Is that my seatbelt? Jeez. Man, that noise sounds terrible. All right. There we go. Seatbelt is on. Okay, get my wallet out. So, hey, thanks for everybody for hanging out. I'm shocked to see that some of you stuck around, so I do appreciate you for sticking around. Okay. Man, I feel like my fan seat's way far back. I don't like that. When I drive, I do like to sit up a little bit because I like to be able to see like the news. Not that far up though. That's a little cray-cray. Okay, so all right, for pull out let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, so realistically, guys, I had chips here. I thought I don't know what I did with them, but it's all right. All right, we're about to get out of here. So, like I said, we're gonna go back to the house and we're gonna figure out some Paramotor stuff, I guess. You know, because I would like to mess around with that, even knowing that this bad weather's coming. Yeah, let's get the heck out of here, guys. Look at that back of my van, guys. Oh yeah, look at that. I got carpet back there from the carpet. I asked if I could have the cut-off pieces, and they didn't care. And because the carpet was so thick, guys, that's why I asked if I could get it. I was like, what's up with this? And they were like, what? And I was like, the extra pieces of carpet. And they're like, well, what would you use it for? And I thought about it, and I would put it in my shop. Like, that's really why I was asking. Like, it was funny that they even asked what I would use it for. But yes, the carpet is so nice and thick, and it's actually really good material anyway for the shop. It's just so nice and thick. I want it for actually like when you first walk in, so like, you know, people can rub their feet off with. And also, what my stepbrother Mike was saying is that they're also great for they're also great. Look, it's starting to rain, guys. Out, right? Oh, I am zoomed all the way out. So, no. Wow, I thought that car was just gonna hit us. So, but regardless, guys, yeah, this door is normally shut, but this is open. Look how, see how my van's so skeleton-like? I actually really like it like that, for a certain reason, because I want to be, I would love to make the van into something one day, and it'd be really great to do it with this van, because, man, I want to get out of, it's not that I want to get out of carpentry. I actually really enjoy it, and I never want to say that I'm good at it, but, man, this rain, guys. All right, hold on, I'm going to pull out. Oh yeah, I was zoomed in. Let's say, let's get the hell out of here. Take me down the road again. All right, we are getting somewhere here, trying to. Oh God. Oh God. What are we doing? Alright. I was gonna go straight, but I just made the decision that we are not gonna go do that. What I'm thinking about doing, because we're out here, is, man, have you guys ever tried Wendy's super spicy new chicken nuggets that they have? They're freaking amazing, actually. I haven't had them, and now thinking about it, we might have to go get one. okay? Get you guys back home. I don't know. We'll see what we do. But I'll take that way back, though. Just take our time getting back to the house, because right now it's going to start pouring down rain. Like, and it's supposed to be bad, where, like, lightning, thunder, the nice high winds, you know, all that. Ooh, that was nice. Loud bang. I'll tell you what. With how much money gets spent every year in New Jersey roads, I don't know what roads they're redoing, because the roads that we ride on all the time are terrible. And I'll tell you what, if you want to know how bad the roads really are, buy a work van. You'll find out right away how terrible all these roads are. Dude, it's so amazing how, like, that was terrible. It's so amazing that, like, when you drive in most people's vehicles or in newer vehicles, I'm not trying to say to hit the potholes, but when you hit bumps and stuff or potholes in a newer car, it eats them like you almost don't feel it in the cab. But in a work van, chewy. Man, I'll tell you what though, guys, I'm so excited about how I did that work to the EOS 100 booster. Or I'm sorry, to the Sky Max. Building it back with the EOS 100 booster. Like I said, sometimes when I'm driving, doing these live streams, I've noticed that I mess up sometimes while I'm talking, and I don't even catch it. But I'm trying to watch myself, so I do apologize in advance. So, but regardless though, guys, like, man, I can't get over that I fly all the time. And I think it's really cool to be a paramotor pilot, and you know, that's why I think it's a lot of fun that I'm trying to figure out ways to do giveaways. Like, I did not need to give away my first glider, you know. I didn't need to do that, but I was excited to do it because I want to show all of you guys that are subscribed to my YouTube channel how much I appreciate you guys following along and being supportive. And like I said, it's an open game for all of you guys. I'm going to be calling all of you guys out all the time. That's what I'm really excited about. And really, I don't know where this one car is going, so I'm going to go right here. Man, some people's driving is so sketchy sometimes, especially when you're driving a close to 7,000 pound huge rectangle. So this van is so long and it's tall. I think it sits like 6 foot high or something like that. And because like most vehicles, it's weird that I sit higher than most, but that's like the one thing I really enjoy about this van is that I do sit up high in it. It's like the extended cargo E150 or something. I'm not even really 100% sure. I don't really necessarily care all that much. I just, whoa, jeez, dude. Dude just totally swerved in my lane. Man, that guy was crossing all the way over. Yeah, so what we're doing right now is basically just headed back to my house. I was thinking of making a stop before I get there, but I might not. I was thinking about those Wendy's nuggets, but I don't really need them. We don't need them. Yep. No more sunshine no more, I'll tell you that. Clouds are overhead. Winds are still whipping hard too. Can't wait to get to the house, take a shower, to be honest with you, because you know, every time I do construction work, I always just can't wait to get it off of me, you know. And something about wearing the dust from just other people's materials and stuff like that and cutting, it's just, it always gets to me. Like today, I didn't really cut any material, but laid a lot of carpet. I think I'm still going to take that back way. I was going to hop on the parkway right here, but I do enjoy driving down these winding back roads here. Takes a little, and you know, I just actually enjoy driving regardless whether what vehicle it is. Even if it's in a van that's not that comfy, I do still enjoy driving. Man, I just watched the guy in front of me hawk the biggest loogie I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this guy did a huge hawk two right out of his Santa Fe. I mean, like, that was pretty gross. That was pretty brutal. He was like looking back at me too in his mirror, like when he spit, like I'm looking forward. And no, I did not enjoy watching you spit that nasty loogie onto the street. It was nasty, man. It looked huge. Huge, man. Yeah, so, but regardless of everything else, like, I am trying to get another Paramotor from SkyMax. You know, I want to get their Pulsar frame super bad. And plus, I want it with that suitcase so bad. I want that suitcase. Because as soon as I get that suitcase, man, really, I want to set the suitcase up so I can use it for the Paramotor, but I want to also have it for luxury traveling too. Like, to have my clothes. I would love to have a suitcase that just said SkyMax on it. Like, that's so dope, you know? And really, like, I was talking to SkyMax, I would love to have shirts and stuff, and they don't make shirts. And I would love to have some of their shirts, you know? That would be super sick. Really, you know, some people have asked me before, like, why don't you try to build the Paramotor frames, this and that. And realistically, dude, you should really leave it to the people that are designing them all the time, that have designed many Paramotors and are working off of other Paramotors that were designed a long time ago in the past, you know. And really, I just feel like just let the professionals deal with that. And really, for me, I'd rather just be trying to fly them off. I want to be selling more SkyMax Paramotors. That's why I'm trying to do more and more videos to let you guys definitely know that I'm selling SkyMax Paramotors. So make sure you guys definitely check that out. And if you guys are really serious and interested in buying any SkyMax models from me or need any parts, all you have to do is email me or hit me up by number. I'll make sure I put my phone number in the messages after this video is done, so make sure you guys check that out. And really, right now, guys, I do keep getting a phone call from a customer. I got 3 phone calls in a row. I feel like I should really call them back, and it's about work, so I'm gonna hop off the live. What I'm probably do is that in a little bit, guys, if you guys want to see more in the shop, I'll probably do a live stream on TikTok in a little bit, but we're gonna get home, shower up, and then probably do that. So I really do appreciate all you guys for coming on. It's really nice seeing all you guys always come on here. I always do look forward to seeing you guys coming back, saying what's up. It means a lot to me to see you guys, and like I said, I do like coming on here, sharing with you guys what's going on with my flying adventures and with the car life. So make sure you guys all stay tuned. And yeah, until next time, everybody, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys later on today or tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. Later.